how ready are you going to be to play on Tuesday?
Yeah, our guys are excited, man. They've it was a tough year last year for everybody, whether you're here or somewhere else. You practice, you have 30 opportunities over 42 days, and you have opportunities to scrimmage and closed door and things like that, but there's nothing that compares to having that real game. So our guys couldn't be more excited. You could sense the energy even this morning at practice, wanting to get back in Hilton, wanting to be back in front of our fans. So they're fired up. They're going to be ready to play.
Where are you guys at health-wise?
Yeah, we feel that everybody will be available. We've had some guys with just smaller nagging injuries that haven't had the opportunities we'd like, but we feel like going in on Tuesday, everybody will be cleared and available to play.
What did you learn in those scrimmages or exhibitions that you can?
Yeah, I mean, overall, we learned we can play a lot of different combinations, that we're a team that we need to set the tone with our defense, our aggressiveness, our ball pressure, speeding our opponents up. We're at our best when we're generating turnovers or long rebounds, and we're going in transition. Certainly something that we need to continue to do. And, again, our 3 points of emphasis will continue to be that defensive ball pressure, rebounding effort, and then, having the toughness with the basketball, which both means, trying to eliminate turnovers and then, make the right plays for our teammates.
With that, do you anticipate you're going to try a lot of different rotations on Tuesday, just kind of see how guys are doing?
Yeah, we've really, even if you were to ask starting lineup, I have an idea of what that might be, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It could still change. So we don't look at it as much as we're not trying things. We feel like guys have earned certain roles and responsibilities. I also would believe that we're probably going to have different starting lineups, whether one guy's playing better, maybe it's a certain matchup, maybe we want to go big or small. I think that's one of the benefits that we do have as a group, is that there's not a ton of separation at some of those positions and spots. So, again, we feel like we've got 10 scholarship guys plus our walk-ons, and guys need to be ready for their opportunity because they're going to come.
For Tyrese, what do you want to see from him early in the year?
Yeah, he's got to be aggressive. He's got to trust his instincts. He's played this game a long time, so I know there's a lot of talk about being a freshman and playing through things, but we have a lot of trust in Tyrese. He's an aggressive player. So overall, it's going from being that aggressive guy and also helping us manage a game, understanding where do our shots need to come from, when do we need a longer possession, when do we need to push the break, and then setting the tone defensively. He can be a pesky on-ball defender. Him pressuring the basketball is really important to set that tone for our defense.
Just from a numbers standpoint, do you feel like you're a little more limited now with 10 guys of being able to have change-ups or curveballs in terms of just lineup construction?
Yeah, and every team, been part of teams that you have 7 or 8, and you're part of teams that you have 12 or 13. I mean, I think everyone takes a personality of its own. Certainly there's accountability for every guy right now, doing the right things in terms of taking care of their body, being proactive with their treatment. We're not in a position that we have a ton of depth to be able to have guys that, are out for extended periods of time. At the same time, we've got trust and belief in those guys that are out there that, they've got a job to do and they can do that job. So we'll see how it continues to unfold, but I've been really happy the last few weeks, truthfully, about how our guys have approached it and how they've been ready for their opportunities.
How have you seen George Condit continue to grow into a leadership role as a senior, both off and on the court?
George is somebody that's got a personality that can be infectious for your team. When he's in great shape, which we believe he is right now, and he plays with the energy and motor, and he's sprinting the floor and getting up and down the court, blocking shots at the rim and making those impactful plays, he changes our team. And he's had some of those moments, through our scrimmage and in practice each and every day, and now it's about taking it to the game court. So we're optimistic about the progress he's made, and hopefully we can continue to be consistent with those things each and every day.
With that, do you anticipate, like you said, starting different rotations at each time? Do you anticipate Robert and George for the first couple weeks will kind of be fighting for that spot there?
Yeah, I mean, those have been the guys at this point that we've utilized at the 5, and again, they both bring different positives to the table, so I'm not as hung up on who's starting or who's not. There's also situations where we can play a little bit smaller, whether it's Kunch or even Enaruna at the 5, and we can switch some things and have some more versatility and try to get up and down the court. So we're open-minded to however that goes, and I wouldn't get as caught up as much on who's the guy starting because those stretches are going to be there for both guys, and ultimately it's going to be us playing winning basketball night in and night out. And even though they're playing the same position, how they do that job's a little bit different and what we're asking of them, and they just need to do the best job they can at doing their job.
How's the 4 spot for you guys?
Yeah, so far we've really looked at multiple options. I mean, Enaruna can play it, Kunch can play it. We've gone with 4 guards. Caleb played it some for me at UNLV, and we could do that and play smaller. And Brockington's a physical, athletic, fast twitch guy that he can play it. So it really just depends on the game and what the situation dictates. Whether we start 4 guards or start a little bigger and then go one way or another, I think you're going to see a lot of looks at that 4 position and then different strengths of what those guys bring to the table. Similar to we talked at the 5, I think with Kunch plays different than Enaruna, and then that's a different feel than if we play Brockington or Grill kind of at that spot as well.
It's going to be your first game in the head chair on Tuesday. It's going to be the first time building will be full in 2 years. What's your thoughts on the emotions of Tuesday night?
So are you guaranteeing a sellout?
Sure, yeah.
Well,
all the extra tickets.
No, man, we're excited to be in there. Look, for me, I mean, you can use all the cliches you want. I mean, I love Iowa State. I love this place. It means a lot to my family. So to have this opportunity to be back out there, as you mentioned, have done it for a number of years as an assistant. To be able to do it as a head coach is a pretty cool feeling. I know our guys are ready for the opportunity. I'm ready for it. And so couldn't be more thankful and grateful to our fans. I mean, we talk about it a lot in recruiting, and I feel like for the last 7 months we've told everybody about it. And now to have this opportunity in front of us, we get to experience it and be back in front of the best fans in the country is pretty cool.
You mentioned that Robert and Jordan play different. What are some of the differences or the things that Robert can do than Jordan for those of us that haven't seen him kind of Robert?
With Robert, he's a physical screener offensively. He really likes to hit people, whether it's off-ball screening, on-ball screening. He's a physical offensive rebounding presence. Defensively, he's a physical presence in the paint. With George, you're dealing with a guy who's got a little bit more mobility, probably out more in the open court, more of a guy that plays better in space and with activity. So both of them are effective, and we've seen them, play well at times. I think, for us to be able to have both options with different strengths from each guy, it allows us to play different depending on who's out there. So really proud. I mean, those guys, to be honest, have been a real bright spot for us, both in practice and in our scrimmage situations. So we're hopeful that they'll continue that production come game night.
With Jazz, how's he progressed since he had the back injury early on?
Yeah, the back injury, set him back a little bit. He wasn't able to practice for probably close to a month there. It's something that just kept tightening up on him, and we couldn't get him into that rhythm. But he's a guy that's played a lot of college games. He understands the importance of taking care of his body, extra recovery, and extra treatment. He was out there for us today, and he's getting that rhythm back and getting his feet underneath him. He's an extremely cerebral player. He's a guy that can bang shots and make plays for teammates. So we love that versatility, and we've got to continue to keep him healthy because he's a weapon for us.
What have you seen from Trey Jackson maybe developing into more of a leader at the guard position?
Yeah, Trey is an unbelievable teammate, guy that really celebrates the successes of others. I think probably every coach in America, regardless of sport, you talk about leadership, celebrating your teammates. Trey epitomizes those characteristics. He's a guy now that he's in year 3 in this program, so we really strive to have that program pride. He brings that organically based on his experience, his time here, his desire to get back and playing in front of the fans. He's one of those guys that's competitive and always has that smile on his face, which I love. So we'll continue to count on him stepping up more and more as the leader, and then he's got some opportunities now where we're putting the ball in his hands as a point guard too. So leadership is going to not only be how he celebrates his teammates and body language and communication, but how he makes decisions to impact our team.
I know you're not worried about next Friday, but how big would it be to come out and play well on Tuesday, knowing you've got a really good opponent coming in on Friday? Just have the atmosphere and get fans excited, I guess.
Well, I think more than anything, all our efforts are geared, as you mentioned, to Kennesaw on Tuesday. We're not taking anything for granted. We're doing everything we can to be intentional and prepare for that. And I tend to think those things take care of itself. We're going to play exciting brand of basketball. Our guys are going to play hard. We're going to take charges. We're going to dive for loose balls. We're going to be aggressive. And it's going to be a team that our fans really want to get behind. I can't tell you what the outcomes are going to be every single night and how many wins we're going to have and all that sort of thing. But what I can tell you is our guys are going to play with a lot of spirit, a lot of pride, excitement, enthusiasm to wear that Iowa State jersey. And I believe that our fans will certainly get behind this group, and they're going to earn that trust and respect through their actions.
Thanks, Coach.